On this episode of Lapeef Let's Talk.
And that's what people do regardless. A side chick, a side man, they're going to step up and create that fake fantasy with you, the fantasy that doesn't include children and a home and all that. So they're co-partners in your bubble, in your fake life.
So men are basically co-conspirators.
All right, welcome to Lapeef Let's Talk. I'm here with the crew. Anton, B Nix.
What up? What up?
Tawana.
Hey, y'all.
And we have a guest from our Facebook group, Danielle. Welcome, everybody. All right, we appreciate you guys for tuning in. We're going to jump right into our first topic, which is what makes a woman cheat? What makes a woman cheat? I'm going to start with the fellas on this one. I feel like, we need to see how the guys feel about this first.
Hey, repeat it for me one more time, JR.
What makes a woman cheat?
Oh, okay, just want to make sure everybody clear on the topic.
B Nix, I'm going to start with you. What makes a woman cheat?
I want to say just being greedy. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I know it sounds kind of cliche, but, you want your cake and eat it too. I think that, folks are greedy. You like what you got, but you want more. But the thing is, I always look at it, hey, you want more for whatever reasons and stuff, man. So I can say for one is greed. So that's one of my things I'm going to say. One is greed. The second thing is your current situation really you shouldn't be in at all. You're in a situation that you really don't like. You kind of got one foot in the door, one foot out, but yet you won't, I won't say man up, but woman up. But I guess you get my point. Whereas hey, you're not being, honest about the situation that you don't want to be in. So you cheat really because you're seeking something that you're not getting. You know what I mean? I don't know whether you're seeking money, whether you're seeking entertainment, fun, you're seeking this lifestyle, but obviously you're not getting it from the situation you're at. So I look at it for one, being straight up greedy. That's why women may cheat. And the second thing is that you're not getting fulfilled in your current situation. So I'm not going to go into detail as to who fault is what about why the shit is not being fulfilled, but it's something that's lacking. So you're out there trying to find it. Sidebar, real quick before you move on. I'm going to do this. I always talk about work all the time, right? It's just man, when you start looking for a job, putting in apps, you still are your current employer, right? But you ain't filling your employers, but you still need that bi-weekly check. Or maybe in some cases weekly. So you go and step out on your employer and be like, hey, you know what? I want to put in an app somewhere else. It may be somebody else that actually sees the value in me, or at least what I used to be. So the thing is, hey, when you cheat, you basically putting in your app to see whether somebody like you back. And if, somebody like you back, are you going to stay and man up or woman up and be like, hey, I'm going to make this right here? Or it's hey, deuces, I'm out. So greed, mentioned earlier, not being fulfilled, and honestly, just being entertained. Sometimes people do this to be entertained. It's like an athlete that's a free agent. I just want to hear a few offers just to see whether I still got it. But it's a dangerous game to play.
I like that, Nix. Come through, Nix. Come through. That's all coming to you next. What makes a woman cheat?
Can I defer on this one to the women? Because I have my thoughts, but I'd love to hear their narrative and their perspective because, I can't necessarily say why they do. I can make an observation based off of what I see women say and stuff, but I'd love to defer initially on this subject just to see what everybody else is saying.
Absolutely, absolutely. Tawana, you want to answer that question for us? We're coming to the ladies right now. What makes a woman cheat?
I'll try to speak for women. I don't disagree with any of the stuff that B Nick said. I think all of it is actually relevant. If I'm thinking about the things that I've experienced in my life, I will say that it's payback. Sometimes women cheat for that reason. It's oh, my man been sleeping around, so I'm going to test the waters and do it. I've seen that be a scenario. I've seen it be more so that person is just really the security, but there's no emotional connection. So they're really looking for an emotional connection outside of that security. And again, the motive could be what B Nick said, is to kind of put yourself out there to see if anybody else is interested before you leave a secure situation, right? It's that's kind of I've seen that. I mean, I've seen so many issues. Like I've seen women who are like just greedy and just multiple men. Like I've seen that as well. Yeah, sorry about that. My kids. And actually, you would think I have more than one kid. I only got one. She's loud. Sorry if you can hear that. I'll tell her to be quiet on the next one. But I mean, it's just so many reasons. Like women mostly to me cheat in like, okay, like I want to see what else is out there, right? Like they're emotionally disconnected from their relationship for some way. We have to have that emotional tie, that emotional connection to a man. And if we don't, like that is how we start to venture out and start looking at other people and start seeking that, because you want that emotional connection regardless. So yeah, that's my take on it.
No emotional. Okay.
Huh? You said what?
No, I just repeating something you said.
That emotional, yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, I honestly, when B Nix was talking, I kind of was like, yeah, I mean, that's true.
Danielle, what makes a woman cheat?
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can.
I think resentment, and frustration in the relationship. So resentment, if a woman has told a man, like, I want you to spend more time with me, or you're not giving me what I want emotionally, and that man's not responding to that. He's not making changes. He doesn't want to, he hears her, but he's not putting any action in. He's not trying to help fix the situation. At that point, if a woman's not ready to leave, she gets frustrated. Yeah, she'll start cheating. Also, I've heard women say, sexual decline in men. Like, if a man's, not getting, is hard.
Oh, that was good. I have heard that one too.
Talk to women in their 40s and 50s, and they will tell you that when women are going for younger men, there's a reason. It's in that department probably. So I think it's resentment when the woman is not ready to leave the relationship yet, or just curiosity, like Tawana said and someone else said, do I still have it? Can I still pull them like I used to?
Hey, but why though? Like, why? Like I was joking earlier, that's a dangerous game. Like,
right.
we ain't. I could get it. We was all like, what, 16, 17, 18, and we had our own dope podcast. That would have been dope to talk about this. But us being grown still talking about, like, yeah, I just want to see if I still got it. It's like, hey man, that's mean you got something going on within you that you gotta go feel confident. You gotta go
definitely
it by
playing
this game.
Come through, Nix. Come through.
It's the same reason men cheat.
Right.
Well, that's not the topic though, Danielle. I get it, but it's not the topic. If we want to stay true to topic,
so now we can't change the topics.
No,
hey, the topic is the topic.
Okay, we're gonna stay on topic. I'm gonna make sure I redirect you when you fall off.
Staying true to the question.
All right, I'm gonna redirect you too.
Yeah, because I mean the thing, I'm just taking what you said. So the thing is, you said like, hey, just want to see if we still got it. Why play the game, and why enable this guy that you do know that's digging you like that, and then be like, oh, I just wanted to see where I was got it. I'm just gonna ghost you.
You know why?
That's another thing, folks. Y'all be ghosting people nowadays too, real quick.
It's gonna be because I've told you something so many times, and you might be, if you're looking at other women and then you're not looking at me anymore, I might not necessarily have my money together to leave, or I haven't figured out where we gonna put our kids yet. But you know what? If you want to look over there, you want to do that, we can get started.
Mm-hmm.
But see, you know what? That's like that person we work with that complain all the time but always come to work. Just leave. Just leave.
We're not
always prepared. Look, I'm married. I'm telling you, before you leave, you got to get some shit together.
Right.
It ain't that simple. You got stuff together. Okay.
Well, you know what? All right. Staying with this.
Great point.
Anton, I know I'm going to tap, like Jay, I'm going to tap you in at some point. But then it goes back to, low key, it makes it worse. If you are married, the fact that, like, hey, y'all can't reinvest into each other, that it's just like, man, I gotta go out. Whenever you start reaching outside of your union, it's dangerous. Because the thing is, it's hard to bring it back full circle when I'm already having to go elsewhere in order to be fulfilled. And the thing is, you know, I've talked about this on the show where I define cheating. We always talk about cheating as far as cheating on, you know, somebody else. But like, you could cheat through other things, through work, by doing other things. You could cheat by just removing that attention out of the relationship. You find other shit to do to find that fulfillment. So, I mean, to me, it's just like, I feel this comes down to just a straight up breakdown of communication.
It's easy to get into a routine when you're in a relationship and to like really disconnect sometimes. So
whose fault is that?
It could be both parties' fault. It could be one.
Routine isn't bad.
Regardless,
y'all got
regardless
to how y'all
what,
wake up every morning.
Hey, but sometimes people don't put the effort. Some people don't put the effort in to make the relationship better. And even if you try, even if you give advice, even if you say, I need these things, I want these things, and sometimes people still don't do it. So that will often lead to, you know, it may open the door for somebody to do that.
Going back to throwing on an HR hat, folks need to do better talent acquisition, right? When y'all looking at talent management, y'all need to look at a better job on who y'all bringing into y'all union, into your organization, which is your relationship. Because then if you guess wrong and you be like, oh, this ain't what I signed up for, just cut it off now. Or like, what was the last show, JR, we talking about, hey, folks need a pip. Folks need to go on a pip in the relationship then, man. They need a performance improvement plan on how to get this right and do it the right way. See, when we go cheat, y'all not doing it the right way. It's a game, man. It's dangerous.
Well, you know what? Revenge cheating is a big thing for women.
That is.
It's I mean, when I say
didn't even know that was a thing until you said it.
Huge. Oh, no. With women, it's huge. Like, you cheat on
me, that's the topic right there, revenge cheating.
And they never, and they don't get caught. They don't get caught.
Oh, no, because listen,
most of the time,
we're gonna cross.
Speaking passionate about revenge,
we gonna die every eye.
Never.
Nick, you might gotta take some notes, Nick.
Those women never get caught. They are revenge cheating because they know their man has been cheating for years and years. And I'm telling you, they still married right now to this day, happy.
I had a friend.
That can't be a happy marriage.
I had a friend who her husband was kind of abusive, but she slept with another man and then went and had sex with her husband and let him do all this stuff to her, and she just felt really empowered. She felt really good.
Wow.
And I mean, he was a dog. I mean, he got what he deserved.
Oh, she went to the doctor's office and see, that's how
she's good.
That's like a spreader event.
I had a girlfriend who found out she found out from an iPad that her husband was cheating, and she never told him, but got him back. She never told him. She never told him that she found out. But then she had like a whole man that she was with for years, and like he just never knew.
Hey, can I throw in a variable? Hey, Anton, I swear I'm gonna tag you in, bro. But like, so when we define cheating and this revenge cheating, like, does it make a difference if it's like, because now it's like levels to the cheating. There's a cheating, like there's an activity that took place, right? It just happened, right? But Tawana, you talking about like a whole relationship, right? That's something different. That was intentional. It's not like I didn't just fall on the pipe. That was one of those, like, no, I was very intentional about what I wanted.
Because it lasted for a long time.
That's something else. Anton, what's up, bro?
Yeah, Anton, what makes a woman cheat?
The first thing that I always notice, because I've had this conversation for, I don't know, probably over the last couple of weeks, it's a lack of accountability and responsibility for women, because somehow, some way, it always becomes his fault why she did what she did. Like, that's always the narrative that, yo, I did it because it was a revenge, or I did it because of this, or I did it because of that. It's never I did it because I'm just a trash human being, or I was in a space where I needed to actually get some growth, or I wasn't where I needed to be, even in hindsight. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know how you look back on things when you was younger or what that you did, and you be like, man, I was not right, or whatever. Like, there's never that. There's never an accountability. That's number one. But number two, I believe
there's never that with men either.
We're not talking about that.
Yeah, man.
That's not the subject.
They want to say
That's not even a subject.
They want to stay
but
one-sided today, Miss Danielle. So we just gonna let them
true.
live in this moment, girls.
Well, you need to talk to the moderator then.
But the other thing is that women are just naturally hypergamous. They naturally hypergamous in that they're always looking to go up. And that's why I always had this narrative, and I've been saying it for a long time, that women date up and men date down. Like when you think about women, well, let's just use it. Let's use it from the men's perspective. Usually when men that I've seen had this conversation, it was because it was just a moment. And you know what I'm saying? And whatever that turns into, if they let that moment translate into something long-term or something, that's an entirely different conversation. But it started off as just a moment. But when you talk about women, they hypergamous. So they're always looking to go up in everything that they're doing. So for example, the illustration that they used and that, oh, when you get older and it's not working the same way. Well, that means that you're looking for the next level of where you're at in order to be satisfied in some way, shape, or form. Same thing with money, same thing with opportunity. Women are going to take the best option, not necessarily what the option is that aligns with where they're at the time, which is why you see the translation of them not leaving the situation, but revenge cheating. Like, I don't know any guy that revenge cheats. Like, either he cheat or he don't, or he cheat or he leave. Like, he's not looking to get
Are we gonna
back
keep it
at
on
her.
topic? Are we gonna stay on topic, or we gonna talk about
doesn't look to get back at her.
I'm just saying. Are we gonna stay?
Women are like that. Like they are much more. I would even venture to say they are much more. They're a lot more vengeful. Like they're women can be nasty. Like if you see guys fight, like they fight. But women, they gonna try to destroy each other. Like they got a whole nother mentality into what it is that they do. So I think that women cheat because they're hypergamous and they're unwilling to take responsibility for who they are and the role that they play in that relationship in which they're doing that action as against. So,
all right, so what was you gonna say?
Hey,
no, I just think it's funny how we can go off topic when sometimes we can't, but it's okay. I'm gonna bring it on back to the women. I'm gonna bring it on back to the women. For any situation, there's always a cause, right? It's always a reason why someone does something, whether or not it is a valid reason or whether or not it excuses their behavior is another thing. But that doesn't take away from the reasoning. Now, you can just want to have sex with other women and justify that as a reason, like, oh, well, I'm not doing it for any other selfish reasons. Women have different reasons why we want to connect with other men when you're in a committed relationship. And it's just a fact. It has nothing to do with whether your character is flawed or whether you are not taking accountability, because most times women know that it's wrong. Most times women know that they should not be engaging. And most times they feel a sense of regret or guilt, for whatever behavior. And it doesn't mean that they don't know they're wrong. The reasons that they do it is valid reasons, though. It's like, this is why we
Hold on, Nix. I want to ask you a question.
Man. I'm waiting for you, Tawana.
Yeah, I want to ask you a question in regards to what Tawana just said. Do you feel as though men cheat just to cheat, or is it a reason that the men cheat? Because Tawana expressed that it's a reason, a valid reason that women cheat. So
no, I didn't. I said it's not always valid. It's not always valid.
Okay, not always valid. Okay.
That's what I said. Let's
men
quote me right.
Okay. Hey. Next, do men have a reason to why they cheat, or do they just cheat?
Oh man, okay. Nah, I just think opportunity presents itself, I mean, not to make I know that sounds so just very general, right? But I just think opportunities present itself. I think the greed comment, I think I mentioned that earlier with women. I feel like as a man, you could be greedy, but I don't think that, like the stuff that y'all talked about with the revenge cheating and the character and all that, I don't know if a man really thinks like that about the cheating part. I think we can agree on the greed, but as far as like I'm trying to the fulfillment of something bigger, or or I'm getting revenge cheating, I don't even think men I don't think I ever had a conversation with a man about, man, I'm a revenge cheat on my girl. Stuff, you know, I just don't think, like, not to say it's a man law thing. It just never comes up.
I mean, I don't think the woman consciously calls
No,
it
it makes it
revenge.
seem like it's very intentional.
I don't think the woman. I don't think she consciously calls it revenge.
It makes it seem like cheating for women is like emotionally driven.
I think that it's just something we've renamed.
I'm trying not to be biased, but it sounds like it's very deep rooted and emotionally driven. That I need to do this in order to do that.
Yeah, we're emotional. We're emotional. Yeah.
I think men just do it because
there's nothing wrong. I mean, that's
itself.
just how women are. We're very emotionally connected. We think differently from men. We have we don't just do things randomly with no haphazard, just no thought process. We don't do things like that.
So this goes back to my original follow-up question I was going to ask, because Tawana, you mentioned about character, whatever, and now you cemented it by saying that women are very intentional, very thoughtful, very strategic even, right?
I mean,
so
I think a woman who's cheating could be strategic. I think she could be manipulative.
And I'm not saying you and Danielle. I want y'all to speak like in a general sense, not like from a personal experience. But if you're that intentional and that mindful about what you're seeking and what you're not feeling fulfilled by, when a woman cheats, are they compelled enough to also explain the situation to the person they're cheating with? Or is this, again, this whole bait and switch? Well, what you don't ask, I don't tell. Are you that transparent?
Do you want to answer
if
that?
you thinking about all this stuff in your head about why I gotta cheat because I'm doing this and all that, are you being all the way 100 with the new person?
Danielle, you want to answer? I mean, I have an answer, but go ahead.
Of course, because you know, it's the new person.
Say, Danielle, you want to speak up?
Can you hear me?
No, I'm joking. I'm just talking shit. Go ahead.
Well, yeah, you want to let them know you're in something and you're not happy, because you know what, you're giving them a chance to meet those needs, and that's what people do regardless. A side chick, a side man, they're gonna step up and create that fake fantasy with you, the fantasy that doesn't include children and a home and all that. So they're co-partners in your bubble, in your fake life.
So men are basically co-conspirators.
Yeah.
But you know the thing about it though, Nix.
Yeah.
I think the interesting thing about it is that for some reason, with women being emotionally driven, right, they don't also take into consideration that side dude don't really care about you in that way. Like they use those emotions. They don't. They use those emotions.
After like 10
they use
years
those emotions to justify the behavior, but then they'll live in the fantasy as though it's actually real and that the guy actually is doing it for the purpose of fulfilling that need versus actually doing whatever it takes to get whatever it is that woman is bringing to him. They don't understand, like their mindset is deranged when they're in that space to where they'll justify something in their mind. But when you really break it down, and that's why I say women aren't really accountable like they need to be for the reasons as to why they do it. Yeah, of course I can agree that it's a cause and effect, but they're not really being honest with themselves on who it is that they are and what the real cause is. And so as a result, you see them creating this fantasy in their mind to where they can justify why this makes sense. But in reality, it is no justification, because the whole reason by which they're doing it for that emotional connection is not real, even as it relates to the person that's fulfilling that connection. They doing it in a space because they know they're getting something out of it, and it's not a real connection. So my point then becomes, regardless of the reasons as to why they can justify in their mind,
it's true.
The common denominator always comes back down to you have an issue within yourself that you need to look into the mirror to and solve. And it's never based off of what somebody else is doing to you.
I agree. But it depends on who the man is. Right. We all know a lot of men.
A question with that. You're talking about who the man is that you with?
That you're cheating with.
On or cheating with?
Who the man is you're cheating with. Yeah. Okay. If it's a random Joe Blow, of course he gets to like knock your boots and he ain't got to do nothing for you.
That's fine.
If it's like an ex-boyfriend, if it's an ex-boyfriend who feels like you got away, this other man over here stepped in,
there's emotion.
He can be emotionally.
And you really feel like him telling you got away. Wait. Nick,
Well,
y'all really
Every
feel
man
like,
is not a dirt
do
bag.
you
First
really
of all.
believe that him
Right.
telling
What did you, junior year of high school or something?
you think him telling you
No,
got
it
away is
could be
real?
okay. For example, it could be someone you dated before you got married, and maybe you strung that man along a little bit, and now he feels like this is his chance to get with you. Not every man is just
Y'all
trying
believe
to.
that too, don't y'all?
You sound so
It happens.
salty.
I'm also with that. I don't believe.
Yes,
like this-
sometimes you just sound.
I
So
mean,
salty.
I know two women who married their side dude.
But no. I'm
Oh
saying,
my God.
do you really believe?
Okay,
Do you
you gotta
really
be
believe
very
it,
side
or are
dude.
you?
Okay,
you
you gotta
I
be
justifying
actually
in your mind
believe.
why
That's not
they're
the
I
wrong?
norm.
actually believe
Not
that some.
Two women.
When I was younger, I actually believe this person did care, because when you're busted or it falls apart, that person is grieving the relationship. And so if you're just hitting it and quitting it, you're not. Anton, look, whatever.
I
Yo,
agree.
I
with-
mean, but listen, I'm not here to try to get y'all the game.
Listen,
I-
every man is not the same. You can't speak for every man.
That's right.
You can't. I'm
okay.
sorry.
So you don't think that we tell you what you need to
Because
hear?
some
in
of
order to
these
get
sad
what we want?
dudes, they are paying bills.
So do women.
No,
They're bringing flowers. They're taking you on vacations. They're there for
Because it
emotional.
serves our
It's easy to
purpose.
do
It's
that
not
when
that
you're
we
doing it
we don't really care about y'all like that.
That's just
Honestly.
part-time job.
No,
Women-
Anton,
women
you
don't
don't
care
care
either.
about people like that.
It's a
Speak for
part-time
yourself.
job, man.
Women
It's like
are
somebody that
using
work-
you.
It's like somebody
They're
putting in
using
8
you.
hours at work, but they don't.
No,
get
no,
overtime
no
pay.
woman has ever used me. That's for sure.
Women are using men
Oh my God.
in
They
those
use men
cases
for what?
as well.
What they use a man for? Dick?
Yeah, and not even just that. Sometimes they do a little bit more than that.
Yeah, they getting
They
flued
paying
out.
for stuff. They doing stuff like
They getting
women
flued out.
are
They
using-
They
They're
getting like
supplementing.
That's the
they're
Chad and
supplementing
that's the Chad and
what they're
Tyrone.
not getting
yeah,
at
they
home.
going on these little islands where they can't
They
get caught up
they
at.
supplement what they're not getting at home with this man. He's doing whatever they want
But
that she
see,
needs.
My
He's
thing, why go
fulfilling
through
her
trouble?
desires.
Why go through all these hoops? Why all these situations when it's like, man, I could just get my shit right at the crib, man. And the
I
thing
know,
is,
we have to
if
ask-
it ain't gonna work, then leave.
We have
That's
to
all-
ask cheaters in general that. Why do you
Yeah.
do that?
You
Right?
should do-
Because if
hey,
that's what
JR,
you
should
want,
do an
if that's your
anonymous poll.
intention, why are you with anybody?
You should do an anonymous poll to the group. Those
What?
that don't want to speak openly about it, leave
Well,
it
I
anonymous.
think-
Why
hey.
they cheat?
Cheaters never win.
Okay, well,
He
Well, I
has
know you
They
said
don't,
Shawnee
male
them,
or
the
female.
little
They
two-
don't.
the little two
Exactly.
little case
No,
studies.
that's
It's
not
cheaters.
true.
It's not gender
Women,
related.
women cheaters don't win. Men win all the time.
No, I'm gonna tell you why men cheaters don't win. Because if you end up staying with your wife or your girlfriend, you're gonna experience some hell to stay in that relationship. So it ain't gonna be worth it in the end. Your
That's not
reputation
true.
will be ruined in your family. Your
That's not true.
reputation will be there is an expensive price to cheating. If you cheat, you must exit. If you stay in your marriage or relationship, getting it
A
back
lot of
is
healing.
real rough.
It's a lot of healing.
But hey, Danielle, you said, well, folks not prepared to leave. They want to leave mentally, but they're not prepared. So they
Right.
can stack their bread. So
Listen, which party? The one that's cheated on or the one that's cheating?
I
That's
think
the one-
that
It could be
I thought
either
it was
one.
the
reason,
cheated
the
we
reason
was
why I
talking
can't
about.
necessarily, like, I don't even want to open up a whole nother box of it is because, again, you know how I feel about the whole sexual marketplace value. And long term, I'm the winner. I'm always going to be the winner.
I feel
And the fact that my long-term value will always go up as it relates to what it is that women is looking for. And
Right.
women
You know
will
what?
never be able to win in that.
Danielle, get ready, girl. Get
I
You
almost
you
support
listen
that
to
a
that
little
man
bit.
on YouTube, don't you?
No.
You sound just like that man.
No,
I
I've been
almost-
talking this way before he ever. You can ask around. I've
No,
been
I
saying
almost
this for a
support
long
that a
time.
little
Ridiculous.
bit. Just
Oh my
because.
God.
It's
this
ridiculous.
might-
You can't even respond to it. It's just so ridiculous. Yeah.
It's
They'll
fine.
tell you I've been saying this
so
as
ridiculous.
long as forever.
No, it's a little
hey,
relevancy.
we're
to
gonna
it
let Nick
because-
close us out. We're gonna move to the next topic. Go ahead, Nick. What you got to say?
Bro, I almost want to agree with him a little bit to a certain extent, just to bring it back to what we had talked about. I think Danielle Twana, you mentioned about these old dudes that reach back for you and stuff, right? So the thing is, I feel like the reach back goes both ways because as we all get up older in age, your collateral ain't there. So you try to reach back to somebody that you already got an established relationship with because you don't have to go through that whole channel of getting to know somebody, knowing their tendencies. You already know what you're getting into. So you could just go right into it. You can do a quick pivot. Shit ain't working out at the crib. Cool. I'm gonna just do a quick pivot right here to, you know, my go-to, which is somebody an old thing. So I think that it goes back to a little bit what Anton, because the fact is like the marketplace value of both men and women, I feel is different on the market. It really is. Like you mentioned it, and I'm going back to what you mentioned, Danielle. You talked about if I'm a little more mature woman, I'm reaching back for a young head, right? So the thing is like that
well, not me.
Well, not you personally. That was your example. I'm sorry.
Yeah, right. Make that clear, Danielle.
Put
your name out there, right, girl.
I feel like a guy's market value has multitude of years and decades. Because the thing is, you got 20 men that's 20 years old for certain things, 30, 40, 50, sugar daddy, all that. So the thing is, like, for a man, that window of what they can do based on what you're looking for, whether you're looking for stability, money, a crib, a fun time, kick it, clubbing. I feel like with women, I can't say that they're necessarily a man going to be like, hey, man, Anton, I seen this little 57-year-old the other day. I don't think
I agree with you. I agree with you. But in the group, I just want to diffuse some of y'all. Women out here lying to y'all. I'm sorry. You think that you have this long, you know, opportunity to listen, this is when you're getting older, young chicks are there to get your money, baby. Women are telling men that their penises are great when it's just average.
Hey,
okay?
Some men are okay with that. Whatever they represent.
Women are lying to y'all. Flat out.
They believe what women
and all that. Sorry. So as a woman, you know, she don't have a lot of time. Well, as that penis decline, you ain't got a lot of time either, baby.
Nah, man. And
as your hairline goes back, you don't have a lot of time either, baby.
Just got a pretty wife walking around the house.
You don't have a lot of time either. So I don't believe this stuff.
Women know how to stroke their ego. We know how to do it.
I think we got a lot.
When nobody 57-year-olds.
I think we got a lot.
I don't care.
And don't nobody want no 57-year-old man.
All right, y'all. We still got some more topics to get through.